Ooh, that was in sync. That felt good.
That was a good one.
I like that. So.
I like that.
It's a lot.
Here we are, week 3 of the NFL. Can you believe it?
I cannot believe
I
it's
feel
already
like
week 3.
3 weeks
Feels
ago.
like it's week 4.
Oh, because you want Alvin Kamara back or something?
Yeah, I really want Alvin Kamara back.
Yo, 3 weeks ago, I was dying for the start of the NFL season.
Yep.
And now it's here.
Now it is.
And now
here.
we're getting in here. There's been heartbreaks. There's been celebrations. And we're going to cover all that.
Overreactions.
Overreactions. What I wanted to do was kind of reiterate this unique thing we're trying to put out, which is this 5 versus 5 PPR league. You know, we each take one of the greatest analysts, Hall of Famer analysts.
Hall of Famer analysts.
Yeah,
is that a thing? Do
I don't
analysts
know,
get a
but
Hall of Fame?
I feel like they should. We got this unique idea, and we're pinning them up against each other. We're betting based on their projections. We're starting players based on their projections. And we found it's very easy to not know what we're doing because it's such a new idea.
Such a new idea for us.
Like, I was placing my bets, and D-Hop was questionable as I was placing this bet, and I'm like, what am I going to bet on a questionable D-Hop right now? Or am I going to take who's next in my lineup, which is what I ended up doing, and I still lost, so it doesn't even matter. We don't even have to admit it. But we're trying to be transparent here because this isn't for us,
No.
I think, like, we have our fantasy league, and I just beat you in it, didn't I?
Barely.
A win's a win. Anyways, this is for you to know, because, like, yeah, we've got the gut and the basic knowledge to start in sports bet,
Yeah, this is for the people who need to listen to analysts.
Yeah, this is just to let you know which analyst is the better one and which one you should listen to. We're running into a few hiccups. One of them is the questionable injured players. So we're not taking waiver wire picks, right, for this league?
No, we're not taking waiver wire picks.
You're just kind of stuck with your bench. So you got any notable injuries from week 2 off the top of your head?
From week 2? No, I honestly don't have too many injuries. I mean, I just have obviously the week 1 injuries. I don't have Cooper Kupp. Dude. I don't got J.K. Dobbins. I
said week 2.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, week 2 I didn't have many injuries. Week 1 is when I had most of the injuries. Well,
and we're figuring this out on week 3 that, you just
fantasy football sometimes is
heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking.
We're doing the best we can with what we have here. But yeah, I lost my Chubb. I got to put Antonio Gibson in for him instead of picking Jerome Ford off the waiver, which stinks. But we're going to make do with that. We're going to get the best bets that we can out and really try to make this competitive between Mike Clay and Field Yates. We kind of have a winner right now, and I think it's Field Yates because of the sports betting. Mike Clay turned $18 into $18.30 for week 2.
Solid. You still got some winnings.
He didn't lose any money.
Got some winnings.
I got 30 cents to mess around with this next week.
Field Yates, man. He did his job. He turned $18 to $22.79 for me this week.
For week 2.
A whopping $4.79
there we go.
Above $18.
Now listen, Eric. Before this episode, we didn't really have a good reason to say hit that subscribe button and follow us.
No, because week 1 we lost. We lost our bets, man. We were a little clumsy going into the week. We were trying to figure it out how we were actually going to bet.
Exactly.
We couldn't place certain bets that we wanted to place.
Yep.
We were just kind of rushed trying to get it out. But this time, last week,
we got our stuff together.
We prepared.
We got our stuff together to bring you the best content out there.
The best content and the best winning bets that we could give you.
Yes. So if you want to win 30 cents or even $4.79, then hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment. Tell us something. I don't know what platform to use. I'm not a big fan of FanDuel. I'm going to say that. I'm going to call them out right now.
So far, DraftKings has given me a better experience over my time of sports gambling rather than FanDuel's has kind of been a little iffy for me.
Yeah, we both used DraftKings before this, and then we thought, hey, we're going to do a podcast. Might as well use something else so we can keep everything separate.
Yep.
Which is getting a lot for me. I don't even want to use my DraftKings anymore. I'm like, I got to place, 7 bets every week?
Yeah, it's 7 bets every single week,
and
that's what I focus on.
This. Yeah, so it's like I'm not even using the personal account anymore. Not because I lost everything in there, but because it's just too much for me.
I just use that one for college football.
But
that's a college football platform for me.
In saying that, I want to bring this full circle around because if we want you, the people, to hit the subscribe button and tail these bets. I admit we got to get our content out a little sooner.
Yeah, we've
been
get
slacking,
it a lot sooner.
and I just wanted to take the blame for that. That's on me. I think I bailed on you for the editing sesh a couple days ago.
Yeah, you did.
That probably would have helped us get this stuff out on time.
Possibly.
And so I see that we have 4 subscribers, dude. And I'm going to pledge right now to you 4 subscribers.
Yes.
I'm going to do my part. I'm going to start putting in the effort, I'm going to do the homework before Eric gets here and not last minute scramble. And I'm going to win us more than 30 cents, guys. On Mike Clay and on my mama. It's going to happen.
And I promise that as far as Field Yates goes and my teams and my bets and what I place, I'm going to continue winning for you 4 subscribers.
Yeah, shut up.
I'm going to continue bringing over $4 back in winnings each week. And I'm going to hit one of these parlays. I'm going to hit one of those parlays.
These parlays, so we're 0-2 for the first 2 weeks with parlays, aren't we?
Yeah.
You want to dive into why you're 0-2 or at least this most recent one?
Oh, this most recent one. I think we talked last week about why I missed the other one. But this one, I missed 2 of the legs.
Yep. Okay, so are we talking featured player or the?
We're talking the big team parlay.
The big team, so our favorite team parlay.
Yeah. Week 1, I missed 1 of the 7 legs. This past week, I missed 2. But man, I thought Josh Allen could easily run 25 yards.
He didn't need to, did he?
No, he didn't need to. It was all James Cook. That's all they needed for that. And then I think it was Josh Jacobs I needed to rush like 50 yards or something like that.
Negative 8 yards.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I should have bet on that. I should have bet on the negative 8 yards. I should have known.
The odds would have been great for that because nobody saw that coming.
No.
He just couldn't get it going on the run game.
I don't know what it was.
He was effective when they threw it to him.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like he's injured or anything, but yeah.
Just the O-line wasn't doing their job or Jimmy G wasn't doing his job.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what it was.
I don't know, but fool me once, shame on.
You.
Shame on. You fool me, you can't get fooled again. And I'm not betting on Josh Jacobs no more.
I can't do Josh Jacobs.
You know what?
Not after that.
I can bet on Josh Jacobs, but he's got to have that red Q mark next to his name, and that's when he goes off.
When he's questionable?
When he's questionable. If he's fully healthy, don't touch him. Don't even.
Yeah. That's when you least expect it, that's when he's going to do his best.
Yeah. And what team was that for you in this league that you used that big parlay on? You don't have this off the top of your head?
No.
You haven't studied your team like I have?
Maybe when you got 5 teams, it was, Field Master Yates was a team I used last week.
How'd you forget that one?
I don't know. Well, it was in my head, and I thought it was going to work out, but it just didn't come. Yeah, so whatever those words were.
I'm gonna skip my losses. I feel like if you want to look at how badly I lost my 7-leg parlay.
Again?
Yeah. Actually, it's right here. You guys can see it. There it is.
Yeah.
And I lost it. But I've got a new strategy brewing, Eric, for my 7-leg.
My last one, I went super as safe as I thought I could.
Yeah, you go safe.
I went really safe.
How are you picking your team?
Players I like.
Just the eye test, huh?
Yeah, just the eye test. I feel like you can't think too much about it.
See,
and then it's just kind of, I don't know, you pick your team, and then once you pick your team, you figure out if you want to be super safe with the player or go all out with the player.
Go all out, yeah. I was looking at like whatever team had the most green in terms of favorable matchups.
Yeah, that's a fair.
Like the tight end was like
that's a fair assessment.
The green stuff, and then I was looking at who had well, it's fair, but it ain't winning me the dollars. So I've concocted a new strategy here, and I'm gonna take the team that's doing the best in our standings, which for Mike Clay. Is that the number 1 overall spot too as well? Yes, it is. It is the 2-0 Clay all day. So that's the team I'm going to use this week when I'm concocting the 7-leg parlay. Which, if you're a betting man out there, just throw $1 on it. Throw $1 on it, and I'm going to 10x your money here. Because, no, don't quote me on that actually. Cut that. Can you cut that?
Maybe. We don't have the second camera angle
anymore.
anymore.
We might triple your money. Do you want to turn $1 to $4? Follow this 7-leg parlay because
is that tripling it?
Clay all day.
That's quadrupling it.
No, well, if you take
$1 into
$4, like the payout's $4, but you bet $1, so it's $3. That's the actual net. Yeah, I'm trying to use.
But 3 times 1 is 3.
Well, anyways, Clay all day, is the top dog here. He's 2-0. He scored the most points, so that's the team I'm going to use, and that's my strategy going forward. I'm going to take the top team in the standings.
Do you know who scored the most points this week, though?
From, like, players?
Team.
Oh, team. This week. I'm going to guess Clay all day.
Fieldmaster Yates scored 152 against Clay. Yeah, I barely edged out Clay all day,
Yates
bro.
Had 0.3 more points than Clay all day, which is Are you using Fieldmaster Yates this week?
I am using. No, I'm not using Fieldmaster Yates this week. I used him last week, and he did not win with parlay.
If you guys are following Eric's bets, I'm just my prayers out to you and your family, and I hope you don't quit your day job.
Blessings to you.
Blessings to you, but also they're not cash blessings. And then if you're following me, Calvin, which follow me on Instagram.
Pretty sure I got $4 worth of winnings in.
Oh.
This past week. And you got what, 30 cents?
30 cents.
30 cents. Okay.
Oh, plus my 2 cents. Which really adds to the value of these bets. So
that was a lot to edit last week, your 2 cents.
My 2 cents was you had to cut out all the Mel Tucker stuff, didn't you?
It was consensual.
It was inappropriate for our podcast. And so
we couldn't keep that in.
I digress, but
I wish we could have.
So let me just run through the standings for everyone at home here that can't see our screens.
Obviously matchups kind of like figure into the standings here.
So what we should have done for this podcast was like a Mike Clay versus a Field Yates team every week.
We didn't figure out all of the logistics.
By season 7, this is going to be locked in.
By season 2, we're going to have most of the kinks figured out. Season 3,
we're going to have enough subscribers commenting to
of
help
what
us.
We need to change.
Yeah.
Season 4, we're going to hit a slump. That's how it always goes.
It kind of goes that way.
That's how it always goes.
Season 5, anyone who follows us and places the bets we place will be a millionaire.
That's when we revamp.
Might be a billionaire.
Everything. We might even bring out another person. Sorry, Tyler. It's not going to be you.
Not you, Jesse.
Probably some random person that we decide to pick.
Really? I'd vote Luke.
Yeah, Luke. You got strong opinions.
Good personality.
You're coming on. You're a Michigan fan.
Yeah. Go yellow.
And blue.
Maize.
And blue.
But number 1 is Clay all day, 2-0. Number 2, we got Yates out the gates, who was our leader last week at 2-0 as well. So the only thing that differentiates them is the points.
It's just a couple points, too. It's just 3 points.
Yeah. Then we got Claydo, 1-1, and Cumming Clay.
And then what are the next 4 teams?
Next 4. So 3 of the top 4 are Clays. But then this middle zone, which, you ever been there?
In the middle zone?
First couple weeks of fantasy. Is that like, you remember ever being in that middle zone of the 1-1s?
Yeah.
Where everyone's 1-1, you know?
Yep.
You're in there right now, right?
I'm in there right now for pretty much every other league that I'm in. I'm in the 1-1 zone.
How do you feel about it?
I feel good because, I at least got 1 win in there.
Yeah.
I didn't separate myself by either losing 2 in a row or by winning 2 in a row.
Yeah.
But, I'm still in it.
You're in the race.
I'm in the pack, yeah.
Yeah.
I still have a chance.
I used to run long distance, so it reminds me of just being in that, like that. I don't have to take the wind, I got shields in front of me taking that. And they're putting a little more effort to lead the pack. You're in the middle as a cross-country runner. And you get good waiver wire pickups.
Yep.
You're not trying to flex that you're undefeated. Because these 2-0 teams could lose one crucial piece,
Very easily. Like Nick Chubb going down.
Nick Chubb. Nobody saw that coming.
Can ruin someone 2-0 person's team.
You can't just take Viagra for that Chubb.
No.
That guy's out for the whole season. He's done. He's done. And
that dude needs surgery.
He's never going to bust a 60-yarder out like Saquon's got one too.
Saquon's questionable.
Cut that.
Projected 0 points, but he's still there. Oh, that's one player I lost this week.
But 1-1 spots, nothing to freak out about. Don't start trying to trade off all your players,
No.
Patience is the key here.
Patience is the key, but it's also sometimes you have those boom players that just blew up week 2, week 1. That you don't think they have the longevity to keep up those high scores. Sometimes it's like that's the time to pawn them off and try to get a better player.
Because you try to trade
young Nico Collins, my boy from Michigan.
Yeah, who'd you want for him?
I wanted Alvin Kamara.
Alvin Kamara. Yeah, he
I've asked our friend Tyler for a trade. Nico Collins for Alvin Kamara.
What do you guys think of that in the comments? Leave something down. Is Eric a dirtbag?
He has some good players. Nico Collins can, I don't know. He can blow up. He showed that he could blow up. He had 27 points.
Big Michigan guy.
Had a lot of targets. A big Michigan guy. Tyler could use some wide receivers, I think, looking at his team. And he can give me Alvin Kamara. I need a running back for my team.
He could drop somebody and pick
Tyler's
up
a very
Tank Dell.
emotional person. I give him one more losing week,
Nah.
and maybe he'll trade him to me.
All I'm saying is, and I hope you guys agree with me in the comments here, that's a dirtbag trade offer.
It's week 2. All week 2 trades are dirtbag.
No.
Yeah.
So there's another one in
100%.
that league. Another one that went down in that league, and it was our friend Jonah. He tried to trade off Chris Godwin for the MSU runner, the running back.
Oh, Kenneth Walker?
Kenneth Walker. What do you think about that? Like
Chris Godwin
take their
for
average
Kenneth
draft
Walker?
position out of it. Yeah, just who's going to finish the year with more points, Chris Godwin or Kenneth Walker?
I would say Kenneth Walker, but
Baker
I don't
Mayfield's
even...
kind of impressed us, right?
Yeah.
A little bit.
He's shown that he can actually run this team.
He is a first-round quarterback. And Kenneth Walker's got Zach Charbonnet behind him now. Who got a lot of the playing time against the Lions. I don't know if you watched. Did you watch that game?
I didn't get to watch any of the game, unfortunately.
You did not watch another Lions game.
I had a business meeting.
Holy crap.
I know. I was pretty beat up about it. I really wanted to watch that game.
What game did you watch this week? We watched one at a
we watched the Monday night Saints versus
yeah, the doubleheader. So it was the Cleveland Browns, and we saw Nick Chubb's knee just.
Yeah.
Oof.
Browns versus Pitt, the Steelers.
Yeah, and then we had the Saints and the Panthers.
Saints and Panthers. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Where Olave.
So you should have one of those teams because you're watching those teams more than you are the Lions, dude.
It's because Monday night tends to work out better for me watching TV.
Hey, if
I watched the 4:00 games. I watched the Cowboys.
If this video gets more than 30 likes, 30 views, 2 likes. If this video gets more than 2 likes, Eric, you have to watch the Lions game with me next week.
What time is it at?
It's probably one
next
Sunday.
week's like probably the week that I actually can watch the
really?
Lions game. So yeah,
just 2
like
likes.
it up,
like it up. 2 likes.
Give me 2 likes and then I'll watch the game with Calvin.
Yeah. Honestly, from start to finish, I only watched one game, Eric.
Yeah, what game was that?
Can't believe you have to ask. I watched The Curse of the Coin Flip, Part 2.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
The overtime game between the Seahawks and the Lions. So I watch more football in a game than a normal football game goes to.
Yeah, that's true.
There's overtime. But it was only one team that got to start on offense, and it was the team that won the coin flip. How do you feel about that? Do you think games should be decided on a coin flip?
I prefer college football overtime a lot better than I do
And for our
NFL.
viewers that don't really know what the difference is, somehow explain the difference.
So because Calvin here doesn't know the difference between the two overtimes.
I really don't. I don't watch any college football.
No, the two different overtimes. So like in college, you start off at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, whatever. Do you watch high school football? What's the difference between their overtimes?
I don't know what their overtime is.
That's right. It's
But
just a lower level.
Anyway, college football overtimes, they start on their own 25-yard line. So they're in the red zone already when they start overtime.
Really?
Yeah. They're pretty much already guaranteed a field goal, but each team gets a chance to trade off. And then if it goes into the third overtime, have to start. What do you mean?
How do you get out of overtime? Is it just time?
It's just
whoever scores the most points.
Like if you score, so like there's no time at all.
There's no time.
So it's like
I've never lived in a world.
So
with
say
no
the first
time.
person that gets the possession kicks a field goal, then the other person gets a chance, and they can kick a field goal to tie it and send it to second overtime, or they get a touchdown to win it.
Oh, okay.
Or like if the first team gets a touchdown,
the coin flip is who gets to start with the ball, not a kickoff.
It's just who gets to start with the ball.
Okay.
And then it doesn't matter if they get a touchdown or a field goal; the other team still gets a rebuttal. If it goes into like a third overtime, I believe,
like
then
beer pong.
Exactly like beer pong.
Yeah,
like they call that a rebuttal, right?
Balls
at
back.
The end of it, yeah. Exactly.
Yes, sir. Yes,
exactly.
Sir. No,
and then
I went to college. I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Good. I didn't know you went to college.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've known you all these years, and I never knew you went to college.
Dude. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's a D3 school for football.
Okay.
Pretty good. Yeah, pretty good.
But yeah, if it goes to a second overtime, then they have to do 2-point conversions if they score a touchdown.
They can't
They can't do an extra point. They have to go to 2-point conversions.
Really? So you either make it or you don't.
Yep.
Or you both don't.
So I like that, but at the same time, it doesn't end with. In the NFL, you can end with a tie.
How many overtimes? Yeah, how many overtimes is there?
I mean, I feel like a lot of times it goes into 2, but it really doesn't go much further than that.
Yeah.
If the first team scores a touchdown, then there's so much pressure on the second team, then they have to go for it on 4th down.
I don't know if that'd work with the NFL, because like if you started in the red zone, I feel like it'd be touchdown after touchdown.
Maybe, but I mean, you think about the further you get into the red zone, how much like more cluttered it is in the end zone to get the ball there.
Defenses shine in the red zone, and offenses. What's the opposite of shine? I'm trying to bring it back to the Seahawks versus Lions. I'm not blaming the refs. I'm not blaming poor play. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Kind of like we made it to overtime. We tied the game. They got the coin flip, and their offense marched down, and they scored the points. So I watched this whole game from start to finish, Eric. First of all, CJGJ is out for a long time now.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Tore his pec.
Ooh.
Came back in. Played through it. That's grit.
That is grit.
And then we had David Montgomery with the bruised thigh. I don't know if that's grit.
I mean, thighs can get bruised pretty easily. That would hurt you. My keys are in wallet.
Yeah, that was the wallet. Chill. My thigh. All right, maybe it's grit.
Now it's bruised.
I don't know if I could stand up right now.
Let's go toss the football around.
Montgomery, I don't know. Do you know who's backing him up? We grabbed him from the Jets.
It's another Reynolds.
No, I think that's our 4th string.
Reynolds was projected 14 points this week.
No, I think it's like Zadavian Knight or something. We grabbed him from the Jets.
Maybe, but I don't think he's the 3rd.
No, he just got signed from practice squad.
Yeah, but we already had Reynolds on as a 3rd running back.
Just because of how late that signing was. I think it's just because of how late that signing was.
Maybe.
He is probably 4th, but I think he's way more talented than the other Reynolds. Not way more. I don't know. I'm not that athletic. Look at me. But you had Olave as a bet last week, right?
I did have Olave as a bet last week, and that's one of the reasons why I was very excited to watch.
You drop your college affiliates when you make
in the NFL. In the NFL, I do.
You're just like,
once they're to the NFL, it's just
you shouldn't bet with your emotions. Is what I'm trying to say.
You know? Don't bet with your emotions.
Just be like,
bet with your head.
Eric. Yeah.
Bet.
Get the logic. Going.
You got to have the logic, and then once you get the logic there, then you move to the gut.
And we were watching that game, and you muttered something to me that stuck with me for a while. You were like,
"Screw this."
No, you said over 6 catches. That's a lot for you.
Yeah, I usually don't like to do over 6.
I feel like
5 is my solid number.
That's a college football thing. Don't really go over 6.
No, they don't really go over 6.
And I feel like that's a big night.
Yeah,
I feel like that's the median for the NFL.
For some feature,
if you're the wide receiver 1, you're gonna get 6 catches.
I don't know. I think you get targeted a lot, but a lot of those targets aren't great passes.
Not necessarily a lock.
Yeah. So I mean, you might get targeted 8-9 times, but I feel like you're guaranteed to get 4 or 5 of those.
I feel like if my pledge is right, and I'm gonna actually pay attention to the editing, we're gonna have a pick here of wide receiver 1s that had over 6 catches week 2.
Okay,
that's gonna be
a good stat
right there, because I feel like over 7 is where I would be like, okay, I better have plus odds for over 7.
I don't know. I feel like 5 is the sweet spot.
5.5
is the sweet spot for me.
No, I think 6 is the sweet spot.
6 is always, for the most part, one too many, except for the fact that it won me my bet.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But I feel like still 6 is always one too many. I was very worried that it was just going to end up being 5.
It's tough on the gut, right? You're like, oh, he needs 2 catches.
Yeah, anxiety ridden.
Yeah. So walk me through your featured player this week, because this one's got to hit. You can't go 0 for 3.
I narrowed it down to 3 players.
Please tell these people
all
who they are.
people who have had great games in week 1 and week 2. First off, Keenan Allen.
Yep.
He's playing Minnesota. That's going to be a shootout, in my opinion. But just like the Kansas City Jaguars game, that could be scripted and could fall apart. And then, last week I took Amon-Ra St. Brown for 70 receiving yards, and he hit that. Do I move that into my featured player? I don't know. I really want to. I really think he could have a great game. But does he flop? I don't know. This is this trouble that I run into.
It's a script. These script writers are clever.
And then my other option is Tony Pollard playing Arizona. Arizona's not the greatest defense. They obviously aren't the worst defense, but they don't have the greatest team.
Has Arizona surprised you at all?
They have surprised me. They were in a really close game. Was it?
I think both weeks.
Who did they play last week? Was it the Rams?
Quick.
All right, so they played.
Sponsors.
No, Washington in week 1. They played the Giants in week 2. Keenan Allen and Amon-Ra St. Brown I have, and other bets that we'll get to later. That's why I wanted to take Tony Pollard just to
fresh.
Get someone different.
We're not saying those other 2 players aren't going to do well.
Yeah, it's just I want someone different than the other 5 individual bets. Yeah.
The one he's going to look you in the eye and tell you Tony Pollard's going to hit this 3-leg parlay.
Tony Pollard's going to hit this 3-leg parlay. And one good thing about running backs is I can do different stats than I can do with just wide receivers. Wide receivers, you're almost stuck with just receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns.
Okay, so you lose in the rush.
So you lose the rush. So I got 4 options rather than 3 when I go with a running back.
That's fair.
What are you doing for your feature player?
I'm sticking on. So I went Garrett Wilson week 1.
Okay. Which would have been an amazing pick, but we don't know. Aaron Rodgers goes down. Play 4.
Listen, Garrett Wilson was my Achilles heel. I don't know if you know anything about Greek mythology, but it's my weakness there. So scratch that. I went to Jamar Chase week 2 for the bounce back. I believed in you and the not overreacting week 1. And look where that got me.
T. Higgins got all of it.
So I'm going to go with a talent I think that should be mentioned with those names.
Okay.
Garrett Wilson, Jamar Chase. Young guys.
Yeah.
So this guy's been here a little bit longer than that, but kind of did the same thing as rookie years. He was impressing us from the jump, and that's what those 2 guys did. And I'm gonna pick Calvin Ridley.
Okay.
This is a mix here.
We're gambling on the gambling addict. I like it.
Yeah. Mans knows how to gamble.
Knows how to gamble.
Did he ever
win his bets?
I don't know. I don't know what he bet on. I don't know if he won, but
producers do that research. Anyway, so you chose Calvin Ridley for our feature player.
Week 1 looked amazing.
He did.
I wanted to trade for him.
I have him. And I started him in week 2, which was a flop, right?
Week 2 was a flop. But when he flopped, who's their other?
Zay Flowers.
No. Who's their other?
Zay Jones?
No.
Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another high-paid wide receiver on that team.
I listened to a little bit of Fantasy Focus after that week. And
you got to. You're Field Yates.
I'm Field Yates. And they all counted Christian Kirk out for week 2. They were like, I don't think Christian Kirk's going to get that many targets. He's just going to be the 3rd wide receiver just because of how it worked out.
Yeah, Ridley had an elite week 1.
They all said, those 2 are going to be the top 2. They're going to get all the targets. Christian Kirk.
I thought the same thing after week 1, but now looking at week 2, I think it's going to be like it's a coin flip.
You don't know who to trust.
It's going to be
which makes it hard to
who's covering
figure out which player to start
what the team is and all that stuff. And I did a little extra research here.
Okay.
I think Calvin Ridley blows up week 3. You know, me personally, as long as I break even like I did, this 30 cents gain, a penny saved is a penny earned to me.
Penny saved is a penny earned.
And as long
you
as
don't have to put any money in this week. Last week we had to put money in.
As long as I'm not steering my guys wrong, the people that want to follow me, and I appreciate you, I'm at least going to get you your money back.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be dangerous.
If you lose, it's because of Mike Clay. If you win money, it's because of this dude right here.
It's Calvin.
Yep.
I just want to reiterate that segment, our featured player, the 3-leg parlay, that's going to be right here for both of us. It's more of our gut.
We are following the projection.
But this next part, where we each pick one player from each of our analysts' team, this is strictly projections.
Yes.
So who do you have, Eric?
So I'm going to start off with the quarterback that I chose. Quarterback that I chose last week that really disappointed me.
And you going back to back?
I'm going to go back to back.
That's faith.
It's faith.
It's love.
But it's a guy named Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
A great player. He had a great game last week. Yeah. It's just he did it more with his legs than he did with the passing. This week they're playing Tampa Bay, which isn't a crazy tough defense, but it isn't a bad defense by any means.
No.
So I think he's going to have to throw it. He's projected 233 yards, and I think he'll hit that. So for rushing yards, last week I went for a quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. He was only projected 18, and he hit that. Trevor Lawrence hit that 18 yards.
I think I gave you crap for that last week, but
you gave me crap. But also at the same time, when you heard 18 yards, I feel like you gave me a little bit of props for it. But you didn't believe in it. You weren't a big believer.
I was like, yeah.
This week, I'm gonna go with another quarterback. Just because I'm not too fond of like Kenneth Walker being projected for 75 yards and Tony Pollard being projected for 85. Those just seem
big
like
projections.
Huge projections to me.
That's their ceiling.
So I'm going Josh Allen.
Oh,
not
okay.
Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is projected 21, which is very doable, but I feel like
what did he get last week? Do you know?
He got like 26.
Yeah, 21.
Just scrambling
18
yards.
to 21.
Yeah, but I feel like he was almost like scrambling for his life out there.
Okay. Against Kansas City, Chris Jones.
So Josh Allen is playing Washington this week. Pretty solid defense. You got Chase Young coming at him.
Solid team.
Solid team.
It's surprising me.
He's projected just to get 36 yards. Josh Allen is known for using his legs and uses them often and is a tough runner.
He's surprisingly good at running.
He is.
To me.
Just a big-bodied man. I think later in his career he's going to not run as much, but for right now he's going to run.
Well, he's running and then he's learning why he ran. I feel like what could have kept him in the pocket. He's a young guy that's just gaining that experience, and it's like I have to run right now. But in a year, he's gonna be like I don't have to run. I can just trust my left tackle.
All right, so we'll move on to my next set of bets.
Okay.
I'm doing receptions. You know how I said that I think 5 receptions is my favorable number?
Yeah, that's what you like.
This week, I'm going to go with someone projected 6 receptions.
Ooh.
I don't necessarily love it, but...
He's going to put like 50 cents on it.
Probably, but I'm going to go Amon-Ra St. Brown. Go with the Detroit Lions.
Bruh.
Because he gets 6 receptions.
You're breaking my heart over here, man.
You don't think Amon-Ra can get 6 receptions?
No, I think he definitely can, dude. It's the 50-cent comment that... messed me up there.
You're the one who made that comment.
I know. You said probably, but I put
just because I don't like 6 receptions.
Dude, you got
I like
the
5
cash,
receptions.
man. You got to disperse 22. What do you got?
22.79.
22.79. 10 cents away from being a 69. You went over.
I went over. I'm an overachiever. That's my fault.
I'd put $10 on that, dude. Mr. Amon-Ra, the sun guy.
This dude's a manipulator. He's gonna manipulate me into putting $10.
I'm not.
I'm gonna do 5.
Whoa.
Maybe 50 cents. I don't know what I'm going to do. I haven't decided.
Cents. You heard it there, yeah.
No, Amon-Ra, I feel like
faith for us.
I was debating between him and Keenan Allen, and I think Amon-Ra is just going to get targeted so much, and he will get 6 receptions.
He will have 2 touchdowns.
That was my thought process behind it.
Do you even know who the Lions are playing next week?
Atlanta.
Damn. All right. Just checking. Because you're not watching the games.
I'm not watching the games, but I keep up with the games.
Okay. Just test.
I get busy, man.
I'm just curious.
I get busy.
And if
I'm
we
sorry.
remember,
it's not that I don't want to watch these games.
If we get 2 likes, he has to watch this game with me.
2 likes.
2 likes.
All we need.
That's you, Jonah, and Tyler. Please like this video.
Please do us a favor. I'll text you when the video drops.
I'm gonna force him.
Please give us a like. I was debating between him and Keenan Allen, so I'm gonna do Keenan Allen for receiving yards.
You want? Oh, okay.
For 70 yards, he's projected.
70.
I think he's going to get that. I thought 6 receptions he could have gotten. That's what he was projected. I think he can get 70.
I like that. I like 6 yards, 6 receptions, 10 yards apiece.
Yeah, they're playing Minnesota. I feel like it's going to be a shootout. Minnesota started off 0-2.
I would put like 50
They're
cents
going to
on
want to
that
win.
one. I don't like that one.
You don't like that one?
I don't like that one.
I thought you would like that one. You like Keenan Allen.
I do like Keenan Allen for the short little dump offs. He's, especially since Austin Eckler's out, or if he's out, like he's that quick 5-yard, get him the ball, let him make the player. He's not the deep guy.
Yeah.
He's not going to get 30 yards on one catch, I don't think. He might, but...
Mark that.
He might, but...
I think he can break off 1 30-yard run. That's all I need.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's what he needs to do. And it's against Minnesota, who has a very, very weak secondary.
It's a gamble. That's my new thing.
Rolling the dice?
It's a gamble. Rolling the dice. There you go. No, you can't do it with me. It's just like a me thing. Like if you roll...
It's a singular thing?
Like, no, if you roll the dice...
You have to do it on your own?
It'd be like a little, like, it'd be down here, rolling the dice. Yeah. I'm like, yeah.
You're getting wide out.
That's how I roll the dice.
Okay.
Personally. Yeah.
That's how you personally
just roll the dice like that.
I'll give that to you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And so you got Amon-Ra, you got Keenan.
Jalen Hurts. I got Tony Pollard as my feature. Josh Allen as my rushing yards. What's left besides my touchdown? I'm going to go with a guy who I put as a featured player. Someone who hasn't gotten a touchdown at all.
Oh, from the past. It was your first one.
It was my first one.
Wait, hold up.
CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb.
I'm going to bet on him to get a touchdown. He hasn't gotten the first 2 weeks. I think he's due.
Now's the time.
Yeah.
I like that strategy. I often pay attention to who hasn't gotten the touchdown. Mm-hmm. And it's written in their contracts, right? Like,
yeah.
You got these incentives.
You have these incentives to get him.
And so naturally you go up to Dak if you're CD and you say, hey, I've been dry, brother.
Yep. I mean, you think Tyreek Hill got touchdowns the past 2 weeks. I feel like he's bound to not get a touchdown this week.
You can't get a touchdown every week.
You can't. It's very, very difficult.
I like those picks.
Thank you.
I said on the last episode that I admit that they should follow you.
Yeah.
I don't think that this episode.
You like my
I
picks,
would stray
but you
away.
Don't think they should follow?
Yeah, I like them for you because you made $4 more than me, and you said you guys don't see this, but he stood here and acted like he's a genius. I'm fighting Field Yates here.
I was just happy to win those $4. I didn't think I was a genius.
Hey, I made my money back in 30 cents.
Yep.
So let me tell you right now how I'm going to double it.
Okay.
The goal, last week, I lost money. This week, the goal was to break even.
Which you did.
And I'm going incremental steps here.
So you're reaching your goals.
I'm reaching my goals, and this week is to 2x here. Because I want a $36 bet next time we film. I want to be able to be like, I'm going to spread out $36 here. I'm kind of at square one. I've been doing the same thing. This is my third time now. And repetition makes perfectness or something like that.
Practice makes perfect.
The 3 segments we got the 7-leg parlay. And I'm taking my best team. I switched up the strategy. I'm taking the best team for that 7-leg parlay, and that's Clay All Day, 2-0. Put up the most points, leading our squad right now. It is the best team.
Barely out-edged Yates the Gates.
I mean,
but
I gave Yates
top dog.
I gave Yates out the gates the props last week. The title last week was that Yates is the better analyst. So I gave him the props, but all of a sudden, Clay All Day took the lead, took the points for, and it's 2-0. So I'm going to follow that team. That team's doing something right. I don't like all these players, but I'm going to make my bet on this 7-leg parlay for my 7 starters here. I get to start off with Lamar Jackson.
Ooh, Lamar.
Little questionable. He had the hand, but he flexed it in front of everybody, like on camera, and he was like, "I'm fine.
It's all good."
Yeah. If he still has that Q mark going into Friday or Saturday, it's so he can get a break. So he can take the day off. I'm not worried about Lamar Jackson whatsoever.
Have a day at home to eat Cheetos.
I got bad running backs in my eyes. Besides Brian Robinson, I got Brian Robinson and James Cook. And they're just not.
James Cook went off last week.
They're not bad per se in their abilities, but they're just bad circumstances. We got James Cook, who's not. He's on a team that throws. They like to throw, and if they're gonna rush, their quarterback's gonna rush.
Yeah,
and that's the Bills. Brian Robinson's just got that Antonio Gibson shadow looming over.
Just nagging, back there.
I honestly think Antonio Gibson's better than him in the receiving game. And is that enough to take away from touchdowns, from touches, whatever? I don't know. I'm not super confident, so I'm going to go with some receiving yards from Cook and a few rushing yards from
just try to do the
Brian
safe
Robinson.
play from him.
Yeah.
Just try to do the safe play.
This team has Jamar Chase and Garrett Wilson, which
should be both.
Week 1, I was like, this
ones.
is the team. Clay all. That's why I named him Clay All Day, because it was just going to be like an all day. Whether you want it or not, this team is coming at you. Because in the flex, I got DK Metcalf.
Who
kind of got roughed up in the Lions game.
Yeah.
Which I have him in every one of my leagues. In every single league I'm in, which is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I took Jamar Chase and DK because they just fell to me.
DK Metcalf, if he's there, he's there. You take him. You trust him.
It was the Geno hype last year, but when he got his ribs injured against the Lions, I was like, get that guy out of here. Let's go, Lions.
That's why I didn't make any of my bets against the Lions.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be rooting against the Lions.
And good thing none of us have Atlanta Falcons players, so we don't have to worry about that this week.
I mean, I got Bijan,
but I got
digress.
DK, and then Cole Kmet is my tight end, who's been putting up a solid 7 points in fantasy. So I'll figure something out with his yards or receptions. There's some sweet spot there. Honestly, like the Cole Kmets of the league, I think are relatively safer bets, where you can kind of predict what they're gonna do. And if the line's not there, don't take it. If the line's not there, don't take it. I'm forced. I'm doing a 7-leg parlay here. If the line is there, if it's like 3 catches or like 30 yards or something like that, minus 200 on a 7-leg parlay, minus 300, we're good. I'm gonna say tailless because this is a good team. And then the last segment is I gotta pick a player from every team, every team that we have, all 5 of mine, all 5 years. These are the individuals, and I found last week's success in some $5 bets.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we both did a very good job picking our individual bets.
Yeah, the individual bets we put more money on, and I think that's gonna be a pattern throughout the year.
Switched up the pattern.
Please, no. Chance. Give me a chance here. So, I took a hot shower, and I really thought about these guys. And these guys, I want at least $3 on each one of these individuals.
That's $15 right there.
It is. So the rest, the parlays aren't going to get that much love, but these guys are locks. Okay. Passing, rushing, receptions,
touchdowns, other ones that we decided to do.
Yep, that we can't say off the top of our head.
We can't. Now. It's a lot.
It's just a lock. Just all you gotta know.
It's a lot, but it's a lock.
And my 5 guys are Garrett Wilson, Justin Jefferson, Stephon Diggs, Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey.
Very, very solid players off of every team.
I don't need to go into anything more.
No.
They're going to be up here once I find the line and the odds that get the juices flowing, Last week, I made my money back. The week before that, I lost money.
Yep.
This is the next step forward. I'm excited because this is the first episode where, like I said in the intro, you guys should follow us.
You guys should follow us. We've made some money. We are making progress on this podcast, this
video,
whatever we're trying to do. A penny saved is a penny
earned, as long as you're not losing money, because you still get the thrill of getting to bet.
Yeah, and you get to follow someone's bet.
Once your FanDuel account is down to 0 and you're depositing money in, it's a little sad at that point. You're like, I'm past my free $200 that I got. Mm-hmm. I'm past the initial deposit, and now I'm putting more into this. We're trying to say, you only need to put $18 in for 18 weeks.
And you can make good money off of that.
And you can make
do it right.
30 cents.
And if we're following the
everything I did
for
week 2, and that's good.
Yep. I agree. And we're going to be following the analysts as well, Field Yates and Mike
us
Clay.
Following the analysts.
Yeah. So it's not, you don't have to just trust our information. You just have to trust our choices based off of Field Yates and Mike Clay's. Yeah,
we're doing the bare minimum.
We're trying to do the bare minimum, as you can kind of tell, but we're also trying to give you the best product that we can.
So if you have any feedback, leave it down in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe. We did have one feedback, Eric.
Jesse had better not be tailing your bets.
Yeah, I feel like we should address that. That's the one. That's the comment we got. So it was a comment from a friend of ours, obviously. Mm-hmm. Jonah.
Jahona.
Does it say that?
It does say Jonah.
All right, thank God. So if you follow this from day one, you'd notice that we talk a lot of shit about Jesse.
Yeah.
Jesse won our league last year, our OG league that we were just talking about.
So he deserves all this shit talking.
He shouldn't have won.
He should not have won.
Who do you think should have won last year?
Calvin, I don't want to say you, but it should have been you. He knocked me out of the playoffs, and if I beat everyone those following weeks, so I should have won.
Listen,
what I'm saying is I should have won. Calvin, you should have been in second place. I knocked
you out of playoffs, so that's why you think I should have won, because it would have made you look better. But Jesse knows it's all love. We don't hate him as a person, but as a fantasy football competitor, fuck you, Jesse. Signed off.
Goodbye.
It's a lot.